talking about something a little different. That there was a time when
I've never
people were
talked
like,
about economic freedom. I talked about I've never been a fan of globalism. Never.
But you're
Never
a fan
been
of the government telling us where and how we can buy and how much we ought to pay for it and what kind of industries business ought to do and
but
where Apple ought to source it. That's what you're in favor of, Rick.
Out of the station during FDR, pal.
What was that? Wait, you're going back to the 30s?
You know what? All of the highfalutin government telling us what to do, that's been around a lot longer than Trump's been in politics.
So Trump is just continuing and making it worse, Rick. Is that what you're saying?
No. Maybe what he's doing is lighting the firecracker that'll finally end it with a big pop.
But with more government intrusion into the decision-making of both consumers and businesses.
You know what? Let people buy things made in America, period.
So that little firecracker that he wants to light, that pop, as he describes it, that's the U.S. economy. The U.S. economy is built on a globalist structure, right? It is a global trade network. And our entire logistics system is built upon this international trade system. And if you sabotage that, if you sweep the legs out from under that international trade policy, that means you're not going to be able to get the goods that you need at the current prices that have been priced into our industries. So even if industries think, well, we can just raise the price of goods at the shelves, which they will definitely try to do, they still will struggle to actually maintain their logistics network because they haven't priced it into their business strategy yet. What will start to happen is, worse yet, if we're no longer able to bring in enough international trade, and we don't have the manufacturing base to handle it, the United States will drown. Or I should say suffocate, probably. It will suffocate by a lack of trade. Now, the next thing is like, well, we'll just, open up all these new manufacturing jobs. Which ones? You have to start this entire manufacturing base from the ground up. You have to build it anew. You're starting an entire new industry, right? There is not just these open foundries and manufacturing bases that are just sitting there empty, unused. You have to spin these things up, and they can take decades to start. Worse yet, because it doesn't just stop there, the United States currently already has really low unemployment rates. So even if we did have all of these manufacturing jobs opened up, who's going to do the work? If we've got less than 5% unemployment rate, and we have a desperate need to fill these roles for a new manufacturing base, where are we going to get the workforce from? Who's going to be doing the labor? Us. The people will be doing that labor. Because as our economy starts to fall apart, or as he so cutely put it, when it pops, when people start losing their jobs, they will be forced to take other work, manufacturing work. That's if they're able to do it freely. Don't be surprised when you start to hear more stories of these manufacturing jobs, if we even get to this point, start getting filled with slave labor. That one thing that the 13th Amendment still allows as long as you are in prison. Whenever they're talking about wanting to protect American industries and the American worker, what they're actually saying is they want to destroy the economic freedom of the working class in the United States so that super rich people can consolidate more of their wealth and wall themselves off from consequence when the actual economic bubble pops. Prepare for a very, very uncertain economic future.